Following developing news out of the East End, where a small plane has crashed at Monarch Park Stadium near Coxwell and Danforth. CP24's Melissa Duggan at the scene with the latest. Melissa, just taking a quick look around that populated area. You have the field behind you there and a high school as well. This plane could have hit anything, and it hit basically no man's land of space.
So we are live on the scene right now. A small plane crashing into the heart of the city on high school property. Some of those words borrowed by Toronto Fire Chief Jim Jessup, who was just speaking to the media about this situation. I think right off the top, Phil, something we have to mention, 3 people were on board this small plane. All of them are going to be okay. No injuries there, and no injuries, incredibly, on the field, anyone on the ground. Let me move out of the way, because what is pretty incredible here is that this small plane landing right next to this field full of people, young people playing soccer right now. The game still goes on. That is what the fire chief had to say. So crews came out here just after 8 o'clock for reports of this small plane crashing down. We could see it over there. What we're hearing from the fire chief is that it seemed to have gone through trees that were nearby, skidding through a field area, and then coming to rest here right near the grandstands. Again, no one injured, no one on board that plane. Also, nobody here on the field. Just shy of the soccer field is where it came to rest here. What we're hearing also from officials is that the situation is currently under control. There is no risk to the public at this point. And maybe, Phil, you have more information about this, but we just rushed to this scene right now to get here. We don't know where the plane was coming from, where it was going to. We expect to get more of that information a little bit later on as this investigation continues. But certainly, if anyone in the control room has that information, please pop into my ear, and I'd be happy to share that with you at this point. That just gives you an idea of just how fluid this situation is. Officials also saying that they feel very fortunate for everyone in this area that this didn't end in any kind of disaster. As for the people who were involved in this plane, we know that it was, we're hearing it was adults who were on board this plane. The fire chief estimating they were in their 30s, they were in their 40s, something like that. We are hearing more from the fire chief, I want to share some of the words he just shared with the media a short time ago. Have a listen.
Upon arrival, our crews found a small plane that had crashed just shy of the soccer field into the parking lot right beside the grandstand. I am happy to report there are no injuries to the occupants of the airplane and no injuries to the civilians that were playing soccer on the field. As you can see, the game continues.
I was just speaking with a witness as well who saw the plane. He said he was out here at a field nearby and saw the plane approaching. He said it was very quiet. I asked him if he saw any sort of damage to the plane, any smoke, any fire. He didn't witness anything like that. And then the plane went out of sight. He said it was he estimated about 200 to 300 feet in the air when he first spotted it. Obviously got his attention. A short time later is when he heard the crash sound. He ran over. A number of people also ran over to see what exactly happened here. And he saw the 3 people who were inside that plane standing next to it, saying that they really did appear to be okay, which is really incredible at this point. We also asked the fire chief, any indication of what may have led this plane to fall from the sky. We don't know anything about what may have gone wrong with this flight, what may have interrupted it. I also asked, is this an area that may have been chosen by the pilot as a place to land? You have a number of fields in this area. There is a park nearby as well. Wondering if this might have seen a kind of an open area that the plane could have touched down upon. The fire chief saying that they can't confirm any of that information right now. And that's because it's going to be going to the Transportation Safety Board. They're going to be the ones that are going to be leading this investigation. Of course, that is common when something like this happens, when you've got an airplane involved in a crash, they would take things over. Local authorities right now holding the scene for them until until those investigators do arrive here. No indication as the timing of when we could expect them, but once they do land down, they would be the ones that would have control of this scene, carry out the investigation. There were also questions asked about what should parents and students keep in mind for school tomorrow, because we are right next to Monarch Park High School. Of course, the school not damaged in this instance. It's just kind of an outside building where the plane seemed to crash near. So the school itself not damaged in this case. What we're hearing from the fire chief is that that would be up to the Transportation Safety Board. They would have a say in all of that. They might want to expand the scene perhaps for their investigation. Also saying that it would be up to the school board as well. So no word from them at this instance. So we have no guidance to share when it comes to anyone who may have students in their household who attend Monarch Park High School. We can tell you, though, again, the school not damaged in this case. And obviously, as we're looking out into this field right now, it's kind of a surreal situation, seeing this game still continuing. Everyone's laughing. They're drinking from their water bottles. They're having fun playing their game. And just meters away, we see this police tape, roping off this area, and behind that we see this small plane crash. So it does have a very bizarre feel to it right now, Phil.
Yeah, just striking. Like, I frequent the area. I'm aware that that field is always packed with people, especially at this hour of the day with, recreational soccer. And I was wondering, were people on the field at the time? And as you said, people are still there. They're playing. A plane just crashed. And someone said it was silent, yeah. Melissa? Like they didn't hear anything? A plane just fell?
So they heard the crash landing, but when the plane was coming closer to the ground, not too far overhead, the witness that I spoke with said that he didn't hear anything coming from the plane. So no sound, nothing that would indicate some sort of, sound of an engine failure, something like that. So we said it was very quiet at that point when he heard the plane. I should also mention, you can't see this right now because we're looking onto the field, but there is a large crowd that's gathered. This is a vibrant neighborhood. People kind of word getting out right now that a plane has crashed here. So people coming to check it out, taking pictures with their phones. They want to know what's going on here. So yeah, we're looking this way with our camera. Same situation on the other side as well. Actually, the crowd seems to be growing and growing since we've landed here as word gets out that this plane has crashed. So expect to see this probably on your social media feeds over the next little while because people want to know what's going on. And, I expect some people also may have heard something or may have noticed something as well, and they want to make sure that that they will know what's going on in their neighborhood. And certainly the word that we're getting out here today is that everybody is okay. Miraculously, everybody is okay. No injuries among the 3 people who are on board this plane, and no one hurt on the ground. And as we've been talking about, this soccer game still underway right now. I mean, these soccer players certainly have a story to tell. Remember that game we were playing and the plane crashed nearby, and it didn't faze us one single bit, it seems. It's
kind of weird. It still doesn't make sense to me. And also, luckily everyone is safe. It would be great, if the pilot is watching this. We're doing a bit of digging. Doug, our writer, saying that this may have originated from the island airport. We got to confirm that. But if the pilot is watching,
okay, let's look into that, Phil. And
okay.
Phil, just a gentleman stepped up to me right here. You said that you were a witness. You saw what happened here?
Come on in.
St. Patrick's right over there.
Yeah, okay, so what's your name? Tell me what happened.
Right, my name's Frank Leonardo. We were playing soccer right over there. I don't understand. I was literally playing soccer right there. We just see a plane. It's flying really low, lower than those lights. And we're like, wow, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had to duck a little bit. We didn't really have to, but we ducked anyways.
You were that close to it?
To be honest with you, I was locked in. I was playing soccer. I never really heard the bang. Everybody else did, and they were going, what the hell? What's going on?
When you saw the plane, did you see anything coming from the plane? Any smoke, fire, any sound emanating from it?
I didn't see any of that. I was focused on playing the game, and I just saw something fly, so I didn't really think anything of it. And then everyone said, oh my God, the plane crashed. I'm like, wow, what's going on?
You just showed me a picture on your phone, too. You got pretty close to it. I wonder if you could describe what you saw when you got close to the plane.
Right here.
Yeah, okay. And I wonder if you could tell me what the damage that you saw. Actually, just keep holding it up. Our camera guy's going to get a photo of that. There it is.
There it is right there, live in the flesh.
Damage. So we could see the front end of it certainly tilted downward.
Tilted down, and then you got me right there, reacting, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling right now? Just to know that no one was hurt in this instance.
Honestly, I'm scared. I was 100 meters away. That could have landed on me.
Yeah.
Thank God. Holy.
Yeah, a close call for so many people. Were there many people on the field where you were playing earlier?
Like the whole field was like being played on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. What were people saying when you saw this happen?
People were just running towards like this fence, the fence over there, to come here.
Yeah.
And I never knew really what was going on, but
Yeah.
like now I know what's going on.
Oh, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so these are the kind of stories that are being shared right now. I mean, pretty incredible for anybody to, just be playing in a field nearby. Not just this field, obviously, but other fields nearby where they were able to witness, something coming down in the night sky that shouldn't be there normally, and then that crash landing. Obviously, people got kind of a closer look at it. The scene has since expanded since that time, so we can't get that close to it. There are a lot of emergency vehicles that are still here. As I mentioned, Phil, we know that Toronto Fire, Toronto Police, they're still on the scene until those transportation investigators do arrive here.
Yeah, Melissa, this is wild stuff. I was just trying to say before that witness came up.
It is.
Luckily that everyone is safe. I would love to hear from the pilot, if they're watching, the family's watching, if they're safe and sound. How did they make that landing? Because to paint a picture, that gentleman was at St. Patrick's School. That's on the other end of Monarch Park. That's a whole other soccer field.
Yeah.
This pilot somehow managed to not hit any homes. There's a couple low-rise, mid-rise apartments that they may have just flown right over. The school, Monarch Park itself, there's an off-leash dog park there, the city pool, and it just hit in the spot where there was almost no property damage. It's ridiculous how they managed to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty incredible when you think this is a very densely populated area. You're right, there are a lot of homes around here and obviously a lot of people out, busy streets even. Even just driving through here, there are so many cars parked along the roadways and people also, walking their dogs, that kind of thing. And to think that the plane was able to land with such minimal damage to any buildings, I mean, it's very fortunate where it came to stand. So I was telling you that I was talking with another gentleman who happened to witness the plane coming down. He said about 200 to 300 feet above the ground is what he estimated. I want to share more of what he had to say just a short time ago.
We were at St. Pat's Field. The kids were practicing for their soccer, and we saw a plane really low. I'm going to say maybe 250 to 300 feet in the air. Very quiet, and it was just kind of going from the west side of the field to the east side of the field, and then it was out of sight. And then we heard a crash, and then we worked our way over here. We saw, I believe, 3 occupants that were near the plane. And shortly after, we saw the police and fire and ambulance, everybody showing up.
I just asked these young gentlemen to come over here, share your reaction with me. I just heard you say, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, so we were just in the area and there was a post that came up on some social media platform, obviously where it spreads pretty fast. And we recognized the area. It was just a couple blocks down. We're like, oh my God, we got to check this out. There's no way this happened.
So what do you think? You're looking at the plane right now.
I just hope nobody got hurt. I hope that, this is a learning experience for someone. And obviously it's not anything serious if people are still going and playing Frisbee and stuff like that.
I can tell you that nobody was hurt. It's incredible. The people on the plane, the people on the ground, they're okay. What's your name?
My name is Mishi.
Okay, what do you think of the damage of this plane? I wonder if you expected it to be like that.
It looks in one piece still.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's still recoverable. So,
yeah.
So
kind of a glide to the ground, perhaps. What's your reaction upon looking at this damage here?
It looks unreal. I mean, it's still in one piece. It looks mint condition to me. Better driver than I would be, better pilot. I mean,
oh, well, it'll be interesting
awesome.
to know, too. What's your name?
My name's Devin.
Thanks so much, Devin. It's going to be interesting to learn more about the pilot in this case, what kind of training they may have had to be able to perhaps direct the plane to an area where they would do the least amount of damage here. Because as you were mentioning, Phil, certainly a lot of hazards in this area, and for no one to be hurt on the plane or on the ground, pretty incredible.
Yeah, just got also add the Danforth is